got any rear.
I know the U.S. military has reserve officers association like building over here. But I guess for police it's different. When they retire, it's that's it, huh?
Unless they have an auxiliary like they did in the tour, they can't. That can be a part of that.
Yeah, the community auxiliary, but not a retired officer's kind of mentoring to the younger guys sort of thing.
You guys out for a little cardio tonight?
Yeah. The internet said it's not how much exercise you can do, it's how little exercise you can do. And stay healthy, I guess.
Right.
So you gotta... It's hard to beat the bicycle for the cardio.
Oh yeah, I have one of those also. At least 3 days a week I'll give it an hour a day or so.
All right.
It's pretty good cardio workout.
Yeah, I used to use it as transportation to go to mosque, and so the natural incentive, you want to get somewhere, it makes it easy to pedal it.
Oh yeah.
If you're just out going around in circles, it's a little different.
Oh yeah. It's good for sightseeing, unlike driving. You can't really just stop anywhere when you're in a vehicle.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're sort of trapped.
Right.
It starts off as emancipation and ends up as slavery to the floorboards. And all the payments and the parking and the floorboards and the schedules and whoa.
Oh, yeah.
So Public Health and Safety Day, Tuesday.
So what's your plan for today?
I still owe Maghreb and Isha prayers from yesterday. Fajr prayers coming up. And then there's a matter of sleeping. I haven't seen the Superman movie yet, have you?
Oh no, I have not yet.
Yeah. And what else is there? Took a tour of the Capitol yesterday. That was pretty good.
Oh,
Maybe simply try to catch up on my back pages, I guess. Tuesday, then Wednesday, try to get out of the house.
okay.
Oh.
Do you have like an online blog or something that you keep up with? Okay.
Yeah. The Taliban attacked the president's office tonight. Started blogging about the Rolling Stones. And the next thing I knew, there was gunfire from the presidential palace in Kabul.
Oh, really?
Yeah. How about you? When's your day off, or should I ask?
It varies. For this week, my day. Today's actually my Friday, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, if it's anything like yesterday, you should have some hot sunny days.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be pretty humid though
Oh.
for this week. But there's supposed to be some rain, so that might help cooling at all.
There's supposed to be submarines?
Some rain.
Some rain, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not keeping up with the weather enough. I sort of let God take care of that.
Oh yeah, take it as it comes, huh?
Yeah, I like to be surprised about something. Other people know where the weather is all the time.
I'm like that before starting this job. With this job and working outside, you really have to keep up with the weather. Because you determine your dress code for the night. So forth, so.
Yeah, it looks like Nelson Mandela's going to die. He's in the hospital. It's critical. May God better, but I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's been in there a while now. Do you know why he was originally put in jail? I can't remember. It was so long ago. He was locked up in South Africa for years and years and years. I'm not sure what his crime was. Their crime was apartheid, and it seemed like they held him hostage. So they had one reasonable person from the opposition under their control, they could kind of get to know him, and then they probably wanted him to become a leader, so they at least knew the guy that was leading the opposition.
Right.
Seems like Snowden is in a similar situation. He's the opposition on all this snooping, and he's a lot like Nelson Mandela, but we don't have him locked up yet.
Who is this?
Snowden, Edward Snowden, the NSA employee who divulged a bunch of
Okay.
snooping that was going on. Yeah, I cannot tell a lie. I cannot tell a lie. I have a lot of hunches, but I can't prove anything, and it's not really fair to people like to talk about your hunches until you're more sure of them, I guess. Oh, excuse me.
What type of hunches do you have?
Well, one, that U.S. Capitol Police are using under-the-table controlled substances illegally and looking out, watching each other's back. But, you know, what good does it do to poke around in that until you can offer them some, like, Olympic thinker drug program where they could actually get a prescription for what they're doing instead of them feeling like you're trying to bust in on their self-control to make a boring job palatable. But it's pretty clear some of the guys are using drugs. I mean, I've hung around enough with the Grateful Dead and Bob Dylan and the rock and roll industry to sort of pick up on that. And
What evidence do you have of that?
well, it's not real strong evidence, but
What circumstantial evidence?
one officer I was walking around with one day, he looked at his buddy and he said, are you finished with that tattoo? And the guy said, not yet. So tattoos are often used to mask injection sites, so it's not obvious where the person's shooting the drug into their body. And this other officer I was walking around with seemed to be knowledgeable enough to know that himself and to sort of point out to me how you look into that kind of thing.
That's the first for me. Not familiar with that.
Yeah, they got a bunch of young guys. There are not many senior officers. I was told it was because of the pensions. That if they took a senior officer, it cost them too much to give the guy a pension, so they got a bunch of young guys. On the other hand, then it's more naive and they can shape the officers the way they want to. Then there's a lot of international stuff, like when Vincent Fox was president of Mexico, he showed up one morning over on the West Front when we used to be able to walk out there.
Right.
I hung out with him for a while. Ethel Kennedy came by before she died, kind of like looked me in the eye, take care of everything. So you sort of pick up on that. You're never totally sure that it's Ethel or Vincent, and you know, unless you're one of these people who study photographs and is an expert at, you sort of just go with the flow and then later, oh yeah, that must have been, that sort of thing. But you never know until you try to be fair. As long as nobody's trying to hurt the place as an immediate threat or danger, you sort of assume they're innocent and try to work with them.
Well, you can still walk around to the West Front.
Yeah, but not on the terrace.
Oh, you're talking about the upper.
Yeah, where you get the good view so that a child, your son or your daughter, you bring them by here, you want them to feel important and look out. Well, if they know a member, they can go up on the 4th floor. There's a balcony way up there, and they can look out and...
Well, there are members giving tour constantly, so you just have to reach out to your member, and they'll arrange if you like a tour like that. It's something that can be done. It's not impossible
Yeah.
for anyone. just have to reach out to the member.
Yeah. At the same time, it's also a government for, by, and of the people, and this place here, we're supposed to have a certain amount of autonomy and be able to walk around and make sure things are happening the way we think they should without having to rely on a member for a certain amount of it. Like meeting Vincent Fox, that's not going to happen because you arrange a tour with a member.
How often is Vincent Fox up here, though?
Well, probably, 50% of the time you go out, you get yourself organized and go out. 50% of the time somebody can show up, and Tip O'Neill made a point of walking in front of me when we could still go in that door over there before he retired.
Right. There's a lot of changes.
Yeah, it's too much like apartheid. The two-party system enjoys too much keeping us out and restricting us more and more to different corridors and different areas that they're allowed in. We used to be able to go up on the second floor there where the Senate cloakroom is. There's a small room off of there. I talked with General Shali Kashvili there, and Strom Thurmond. Before the news came out, he had an illegitimate child with a black woman in, where was he from? Alabama or somewhere. Strom Thurmond. I said the Second Amendment and the Seventh Commandment or something, the right to bear arms and the duty to bear witness. I'm relating the two of them together. He said, well, I'm working on an amendment. And he shook my hand. Things like that make a big difference. It doesn't happen now anymore. It's all segregated in apartheid. It should be you can get tours to go anywhere if it's necessary to be escorted. You can make appointments, I think, to go in and go to the majority leader's office.
Yeah, it's definitely accessible.
There used to be a nice dining room here on the Senate side. As long as the public gallery was open and they were conducting business, you could always get something to eat so you could keep up with them. Now some young guys took it and made it their computer room. I mean, you can have a computer room anywhere, but people need to eat to be in the public gallery. Things like that worry me. There used to be a guy who lived under the steps here, a black guy. I forget his name. Stacy.
Live under the steps?
Yeah, Stacy lived under the steps for years and years. He got to know people or something well enough, they let him sleep on a blanket or something under the stairs.
It's way before my time. I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can... Now they have it in the rotunda. Only the Red Coat tour people talk. Only the government employees conduct the tours in the rotunda. The people with the umbrella, the private sector people, they advertise in a magazine. Some people from Michigan or Arizona sign up and they come here and they take the tour with a private person. They can talk out here and explain stuff, but once they get inside, they're shackled into this government tour thing, and the Red Coat guy takes over and does the talking while they're in the rotunda. Maybe they can add some words here and there, I guess, but it doesn't seem right. So as long as the government's doing a bad job on things like that, people who have theories about other stuff, they don't want to share it with the government because it's like Snowden. Why should I trust them? All they want to do is snoop on me. And that's why U.S. Capitol Police are so important. that they have community policing and build goodwill and have people like the place and feel it's like the place for the people. It's not like a federal police country club for the Sharks and the Jets to hang out and have their clubhouse and their gang turf and keep people sort of under surveillance in a way. We got through some of the worst of that. It got really bad under Bush. It was really bad. That some of the recruits, there were so many new officers coming through being processed, poorly trained. We got through some of the worst of that. The ones that weren't motivated left, and the dedicated guys kind of stayed. But we still have some way to go. It's kind of like Disneyland more now than it used to be. Used to be like a self-guided capital for the people. Now it's like line up 2 by 2. Go in when we tell you to. There's only one door you're permitted in. You got to make appointments. You used to be able to walk down the corridor. I mean, if we need to go through the metal detector 3 times instead of once in order to be safe enough to walk around in there, I'll go through it 3 times. But they use it as an excuse to say, no, you can't walk around in there like you used to. It's not safe. Or it's not enough capacity, I don't know which, then they can give you a pass for 15 minutes, 40 minutes, 3-hour pass. When your time's up, you got to let the next person have their turn to walk around in there. And if you had a pass on Monday, you got to wait till Thursday to get another one or something, you know. But they don't make any effort to do that kind of thing.
Have you tried reaching out to your members to address all these concerns you have?
Some of them, yeah. Eleanor Holmes Norton told me, you have the right to go anywhere the lobbyists go. She's on the committee for buildings and grounds. She can't get us into where, I mean, as a member she could, but in terms of the rules, she hasn't been able to get it straightened out. But since she said that, if I got a petition together and did enough work, then at least I'd have a sympathetic ear with Eleanor. So you're right, yeah, it's worth trying to talk with them. But I'm only one person. If I had a family or an organization, maybe I could delegate it. Maybe I can ask around more. Try to delegate it.
Tell me about these blogs how many blogs do you have? Like a whole bunch of them, or what issues do you usually cover on these blogs?
How about you? Do you have a blog or anything?
No, I really don't have much online activity actually.
Yeah, it can be time consuming, but it's getting more automated. Eventually you'll simply be able to turn your phone on and automatically make you connected, I guess, if you want. But that's where Snowden comes in. He was worried about people snooping and following your movements from one blog to another, from one web address to another. People can get your physical address from simply visiting their website. They have software that'll trace what telephone lines you came in on and where you originated from. So you go to look at a pair of shoes, you don't buy them, and then a day or 2 later, a guy walks by wearing those shoes to let you know, hey, you visited my website. Are you going to buy my shoes or not? And that doesn't seem right to me.
It's all kind of techniques to figure out information.
Yeah. Your voice print, once somebody records that, they can find you again anywhere in the world simply by hearing you say a few words. They know it's you.
Is that what you're doing right now, recording?
Yeah, I try to remember as best I can. I also try to help people hide as best as they can. You notice I've avoided your question about how many blogs I have. I try to get it so people know if you can wear sunglasses, you have the right to wear a wig. If you have the right to wear a wig, you can wear a headscarf. If you can wear a headscarf, you got the right to wear a web camera mask.
Right. Well, the reason I asked about your blog, it seems like maybe it's something I would want to follow. I'm sure you have a blogs for people to follow you and
Yeah, I made a
get your
website
issues
for
out.
the USCP. I made a good cops test other cops website. And then I think I lost that one. I'm not sure where it is. I might find it again yet. I took a picture at the Supreme Court there on the arms of the stairs on the Supreme Court. They have a sign over there.
Right.
It says, "Keep off." The guys love to stand up there like kids up on the Sphinx arms looking down at people. I try to explain to them that's not the spirit of the place. It's supposed to be as open as possible to look like, hey, if I don't go over there and volunteer and take care of it, nobody is. It's supposed to not be a deterrent to see uniformed people with guns around to make you think, oh, I shouldn't attack the place because it's heavily armed and guarded. It's supposed to be like, the place is so secure, the only people you see are walking around with maybe holsters, and all the heavy duty stuff is out of sight. At the White House, they put them up on the roof. And that way you engender this civilian atmosphere, and it wins hearts and minds a lot more than playing sharks and jets and hanging out with the plastic automatic weapons and stuff. Public health and safety. That's why I try to call you guys officers of the peace, or public health and safety officers instead of law enforcement. I mean, the word force immediately turns people off. Yeah, law enforcement, he's going to force me to do something. No, he's an officer of the peace, man. He wants to find out what you think we need to do so the place is peaceful.
Enforcing the law ensure peace. That's...
Yeah, it's supposed to be a government of laws and not of men, but it turns out more and more government of men. They couldn't control the banks. The banks got too big. Instead of making new laws to regulate the banks, they formed a council of men to watch the banks, and then they make up whatever rules they need to as they go along.
Right.
So that's ruled by men and not by laws.
Well, if you look at it that way, laws are created by men, so...
The laws derive from logic. They're supposed to be rational and impersonal. There was a German sociologist named Max Weber, and his theory was that all law started off as family and tribal and personal and traditional. Yeah, I know Joe. He must have drunk too much. He may have raped that girl, but he wasn't doing it maliciously. She must have tempted him. He's okay. Traditional, personal. I know Joe. We can slap his wrist and make sure he'll never do it again. He won't. I know Joe. We'll let him off easy. Compared to like a rational and personal system, you rape somebody, you go to jail for 5 years and you get rehabilitation or sex therapy with a professional to learn about touch and motion. 3 strikes you're out, sort of an example of that. Some people say it's not effective because it just inspires people to go wild on the 3rd strike because they know they're going to get locked up for a long time, and they may have a point about that. So mitigating circumstances, yeah, but it's supposed to be equal justice under law, and the more you have discretion in men deciding stuff, the less it becomes equal. Red, white, and blue. The blue of loyalty, the red of bravery, and the white of integrity. We got mostly blue of loyalty, some red of bravery, and then the white of integrity, man. That's what John Kennedy's book was about, Profiles in Courage. So we have $17 trillion in debt and unjust war we just fought because it's better to fight them on their soil than to fight them on ours. And Hopefully we got through all that. We're going to get better. Hopefully. Hopefully. But I'm on my way to get a book or two finished, and God willing, when I get one done, I'll find you out and I'll bring a book by, and hopefully that will let you find some of the websites and stuff through the book, and that's probably the right way to do it rather than...
It's a long wait from now.
It could be, yeah. Yeah. But it's been a long time to get here.
Have you written any books so far? Completed any? Published?
Yeah, I got some practice books done.
Have any been published?
Yeah, you can self-publish books now. But then they got complicated. It made electronic books and made it a little bit more difficult to turn it into an electronic book. I started to figure that out, but it seemed it didn't seem rational, logical the way they were doing it. It seemed proprietary. So yeah, I'm working on it, God willing. People want me to be running all over the world right now, and I'm...
Is that your main source of income, your blogs and...
Well, the New York Times, the Washington Post, the Wall Street Journal, the Economist, those are some of the places I read and respond a lot, and people there know me and stuff.
Okay. So you're sort of like, what do you call it, some more like an independent journalist, or?
No, I'm a reader, mainly a reader. Yeah, independent is the word, I guess. Yeah, we got to keep you moving, Mecca. You're going back to sleep. Yeah.
So what's your annual, if you don't mind me asking, annual income for, submitting documents through all these news agencies or whatever?
Yeah, it costs money to, you got to have like at least $50 a month for your internet connection.
I'm talking about your income, not your expenses, your income.
Yeah, I'm talking about what it would take for anybody to be able to do it. Al Gore wanted to get, and I guess Obama too, kind of universal internet connectivity for Americans in general. I read tonight, 1 out of 4 American children live in poverty. Can you believe that? 1 out of 4. But I've been pretty well blessed in terms of the incomes. But I've been homeless. I've been homeless, so I know what it's like. The libraries can be pretty unfair. Get like...
You're not obviously homeless now.
20 minutes.
Right?
Yeah, I cannot tell a lie. I don't know you. This is the first time I've ever met you. I don't talk much about where I live, who I am. I sort of like to talk about principles and theories and stuff like that, but I'm not a police groupie. I'm not running around trying to make police my friends and tell them all about me and have police be my captive audience. There's some people who do that, but for me it's more like, Tuesday's Public Health and Safety Day, talk to police, try to understand how they understand their job, like what's the most important thing about policing to you? Getting home in one piece. I've heard that answer a few times. So, one person on the internet said if police weren't police, they'd be criminals. And you might add, or ministers. I think that comes in several varieties. But we probably need to get on our way to keep our cardio workout going. And I'm Bill or Mohammed. I'm pleased to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Muhammad. I wish you'd give me some of your login information so I can follow up with you, but
Yeah,
unfortunately you're not willing to share that.
yeah, because you're a police officer in uniform wearing a badge, and it's important for people to understand that when you put on a badge and a uniform, you give up certain rights that civilians have, um, and you have more rights than we do in directing traffic, but you have fewer rights than civilians in social conversations because we're a private society. Some countries, the police ask you how you're doing. You don't give them a good answer, they arrest you, or they get you a few blocks later.
Unfortunately, we're not in one of those countries.
Hopefully, yeah. Well, some people say Snowden is an example of we are. They're just a lot more clever now than they used to be. But this is the first time I've met you. Maybe as I get to know you and find out more about what you're interested in and what you're doing, then I can share that kind of thing with you. But right now I'm trying to get some books and stuff together for everyone, including you.
Well, good luck with that. Hopefully you find
Thanks.
some pretty sometimes in the near future.
Yeah, God willing, there's a couple of months left this summer yet. And you notice I haven't pushed or maneuvered to get to know your name so I can chalk it up on my list. I've sort of let you have your privacy.
Well, I have no really privacy. My name is already on my shirt being displayed.
There's a movie out called 42. Have you seen that one yet?
No, I'm not a really big fan of movies.
The Jackie Robinson is in the movie.
I've seen the, I think the preview or whatever, but I haven't seen it.
Yeah, he says, give me a number on my back and I'll give you the guts. So that's one of the things I've been asking for a long time is numerals so you can tell from a distance who people are without having to squint and see the fine print. So it was pretty cool to see that in a movie with Jackie Robinson.
So do you have any of the books you've written in your bag right now?
Not yet, no. I used to carry some around. One was rewrite your job description the way you think it could best be done.
Do you have a copy of that one?
Yeah, somewhere, yeah. A buddy was working on it with me to rewrite it. Then I got another one about prayers. I got to find that one and rewrite that. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're interested in it. That's why I try to do these things. Hopefully I'll have something more together next time I see you.
All right.
Hey, Mecca, are you ready? Come on, Mecca. Come on, Mecca. Come on. That's good. Hey. That's good. We gotta go get your cardio going again here. And we had a long talk. Come on, Mecca. That's good. There you go. Yeah. Say goodbye.
All right, you guys have a good night.
As unto you. Good, Mecca. Good, Mecca. Cardio. Vascular. Good, Mecca. Good, Mecca. Good, Mecca. Come on. Good, Mecca. Yeah, you love it over there, don't you? The lights are too bright for me. They hurt my eyes. Yeah, come on. Good. Good. Yeah. Oh, what fun. What fun. Good, Mecca. Good, Mecca. Come on, Mecca. Good, Mecca. How you doing back there? You want to go around one more time? You had a big rest. Then we got to go in again. DC police. And you worry who looks for blogs and books to try to build a case to incriminate you. That's another worry. Hi, Mecca. Good. Have you had enough of going in here? You want to go back? The U.S. Supreme Court do well over there. They all know me. They respect me. I need to do a book about the court. Come on, Mecca. Let's go this way then. I think this is under your leg. From the feel of it. There you go. Okay, up. Up. This is my Friday. Requested remedies. And then what? Long before my time. Mecca. This is not enough. We've been around once. I've got to do it more frequently. I'm tired. Thursday. Good, Mecca. But that's not much of a workout for you. You got a little walk, and you got a little run. At least it's something. More than if I had gone to bed. He didn't introduce himself. He didn't give his name. I expect you to get close or something. That didn't turn me on. God was tired. Tired. I've been tired. He had to work. And he was there. He was trying to do his best. That's why you want to get to know somebody. Give them multiple opportunities. Don't judge people by the first impression alone. Okay. There we go. Yeah. He got some kind of run. Okay, Mecca. That's good. More inadequate training, trying to classify people as independent reporters instead of simply citizens, readers, and volunteers looking for opportunities. Try again. He mentioned to contact your elected official. Try to delegate it. He mentioned contact your elected official twice. Strom Thurmond. Okay, there it is. Look at this. He's right on my trail when I'm biking along, and another officer in front going downstairs and then coming upstairs. And he's persistent with follow-up questions about getting down to tattoos. Okay. Gotta wash hands. And I gotta walk you more. Good, Megan. Okay, good. Come on. Okay, Mecca. Come on in. That's good. Good. That's good. Okay, go ahead. Good. Wash hands. Sweaty. Oh, tired. Chicago Blackhawks. The water's too hot. Clean hands. I should have to clean your hands. Oh, kids. Smelling. Yeah, water. Yeah, some water. Food. I don't know if this is still on. Bed. Pajamas.